So later on this week, if you're listening in order and as they come out, which I know you all are, you will hear me talking about how at this point, after taking tirzepatide for almost 3 years, that when I go to give myself a shot in the belly, I make myself sick. Like there's no reason for it. There is no
Like, you don't make yourself
physical.
sick. Like, you don't
No,
stick your
no,
finger
no. I
down your
don't stick.
throat.
Like
It's a physical
my
response.
my my body reacts to me
Yes.
just touching the needle and touching the vial. Well, actually
Mhm.
just looking at them, thinking
Yeah.
about it makes me nauseous. Do the
Mhm.
same kind of nauseous that I had for the time I was taking the medication. So, um we are gonna wrap up the meditation for fidgety skeptics this week, and we're gonna move on to a new book. First we're gonna talk about that new book because that's the segue, and then we can wrap up fidgety
Segue.
skeptics at the end. But because we both have ADHD, uh
Mhm.
finishing
Mhm.
things is finishing things isn't going to be our working genius. That is not going to be how we get shit done. We are going to have great ideas. We are going to be super excited about those ideas. And when the rubber meets the road, we're going to go down that road about 100 yards.
And then we're gonna watch it all crash and burn and
And
move
then we're
on
going to
to the
be like,
next one.
oh,
Then we're
hey,
gonna
is that
turn.
another car? Right, right. Used to be was, as your dad would say, we would, at least I would, try to make myself feel bad enough to finish the thing because that's what I'm supposed to do. And now I have, like, I'm 52. I have this like unearned sense of freedom where I'm like, I don't have to finish that book if I don't want to. So I don't. I did in this case
Fuck yeah.
read the rest of the book, but
I didn't. I didn't. Fuck that book. I didn't. I didn't do it. I'm not gonna be told what to do. I do what I want.
unless I have to be home at midnight.
True. I did really wanna read it, but it's been a rough go at it
It's a
lately.
hard
But go
time of
ahead.
year. It's real shitty outside. It feels like the world is burning. So, hard to focus on day-to-day activities,
Yeah.
like reading books about meditation.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I was looking for a new book and I found this book called The Idiot Brain. And I don't know who wrote it right now because I don't have it in front of me. It's got the worst book cover ever.
It does. I was like, "That can't be it. What
Like
is happening?"
I don't want to read it. It is a face, but it's a face that you could turn upside down or sideways, and it looks like a face all the
Yeah.
time. It's very upsetting. It's just a collection of shapes that your brain turns into a face, and that's why it is
Mm.
there. But ugh, God,
It is written by Dean Burnett.
right. And it is read if you're listening, like I like to listen to these books. It is read by a lovely little man from the UK who is awfully good at it.
Can you, like, see him in your head? This is gonna be my first I'm gonna fully finish this via Audible.
Do
I
it.
realized at some point I got a bunch of Audible books, and I was like, "Oh, I guess I should start listening to them." Like, I've never really, really tried because I feel like it just goes in one ear and out the other. But, I feel like if I can learn music lyrics,
Right.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm
Here's
gonna give it a try.
here's my Audible tip. Like the gaster tip of the week, if
Oh,
you
yes,
will.
I like this. I like this.
I can't be doing anything that requires words at the same time that I'm listening to the Audible. Like
Okay.
it has to be driving, crocheting,
Okay.
sometimes cooking if I'm just in the kitchen, like cutting vegetables. If I'm reading a recipe, then no, I can't.
Okay.
So you can't be like listening to the Audible and looking on Facebook because that
Like, I
requires you to
can't
read, and you can't. Like you
I feel
can't.
like that did you just stop yourself from saying "fuck"?
I don't think so.
That sounded like you were gonna say that fucks you up. Okay. So I can't listen to it while I'm working, which is,
Yeah,
like, yeah, kind of obvious. I feel like I don't drive enough.
yeah. You probably don't. Like I live in the middle of nowhere, so I drive all
Yeah.
the time.
Like, I mean, the past few weeks, I've left my I mean, the one week, actually, it was 2. I didn't leave my house for 2 weeks. Well, like
I haven't been outside since Sunday, and then I just
yeah,
went outside in my pajamas to pick up groceries. So
yeah.
It's that
Okay,
time of year.
anyway, I'm
That's
gonna
the time of
find
year.
a time I'm gonna be able to do it. What
Ye
about if I'm playing one of my games? Like, I'm playing, like, a rush hour game. Can I do it then? No, because
Nope.
it's not it's I have to be concentrating.
That's why
Yeah.
that's why it's in and out. You know what would be nice? If you feel the urge to do some diamond art, craft
Ooh,
and audible
I could
books
get back into the diamond art.
go really well together. Like, I am working on a sweater for Liv and a sweater for, um, Jen at the same time. So I just pick up one of
Think
those.
I could do this. I can do this. What about puzzling? Making a puzzle? Doing a puzzle?
Yeah. Yes, because as long as you're as long as you're able to listen and process the words. Like,
Yeah.
that's the trick for me, is that it can't be 2 word things. And I can't, like, and that might be the ADHD. Like, other people might be able to do it, but I definitely have to pick the one thing.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay.
Also, found out, not through this book, but just casual conversation, that not everybody with ADHD is bothered by 2 noises at the same time.
Weird. I think everybody should be bothered by noises altogether. It just it's yeah.
And I've kinda narrowed my irritation. The thing that irritates me is when they're the same volume. Like, when they're the same volume, I
Hmm.
can't pick which one. Like, I can't, my brain can't pick which one to, so
Yeah.
even if there's a set, like, noise in here and noise out there, if that noise is louder but the same volume in here,
You
there's
can't do it.
my I will short circuit and I will throw something at you. Like,
I really don't have like I don't know. It's just all the noises, any noise. Like once I grab onto it, uh, like the noise our floors make,
that
it
might
drives
be
me
that might be
fucking
OCD.
bonkers. Bonkers.
Oh, am I
I think
tying
that's just rage. I think that's just rage that we
back to
built this
that?
house 5 years ago, and these motherfuckers that built it would not do anything about the fact that our floors made noise like they do, and we're like, "That's normal." It's like, I've lived in a lot of houses, really old ones, brand new ones, and never have I lived in a place where my floors made this much noise. That's
Right,
not fucking normal, and you should be able to fucking fix it. Okay, moving on,
100%.
sorry.
All right, back to the book, and
Okay,
all
okay.
these brain things, because it's super fun. This is not a meditation book. This is not a connection between brain and meditation book. This is a book about your brain, and
I
it
like
is
brains.
fucking awesome. If you
Yay.
like that kind of stuff. Like, it talks about prefrontal cortexes, it talks about
I love it.
hippocampuses, hippocampi, if you will, which is the proper plural of hippocampus,
Is that this one?
hippocampi.
Like, what's this one? Amygdala? Where's the amygdala? Is
The
that this?
amygdala is your lizard
It's
brain.
this,
It's
right?
the thumb that gets
Okay.
tucked in.
Oh, I'm so proud of myself that I remembered that. I had it on the outside. It gets tucked in though.
Gets tucked because
Okay.
it's lizard and it's
Yeah.
early functioning. Um,
Okay.
the first the first chapter, it introduces us to some of the ways that your brain is an asshole. Um, like,
Yes.
this guy is a neuroscientist, and he's very articulate about what the brain can and can't do. He's like, if you want to upset a room full of neuroscientists, he's like, make sure you walk in and start talking about how the brain is like a computer. He's like, it's not. I mean, if you had a computer that constantly opened files from 1984 for absolutely no reason, and you had a brain that was fairly disorganized in where it put your stuff, and sometimes wouldn't let you find them. He's like, if you had a computer like that, you would take it immediately back to the place you bought it and
Mhm.
throw it at the person. Your brain
Yeah.
is not a computer. Your brain is a collection of neurons and synapses. And I was like, huh, yes, of course it is. What is a neuron again? So he talks about neurons, which are the long uh, electrical cells in your brain with these connectors on the end. You guys, if you're not watching the YouTubes, I'm disappointed.
I feel like you talk, like you do the smart talk, and I'll do these things.
Okay, yeah, like a synapse. It's a long thing. It carries a message. Like, when I want to raise my eyebrows like that, there's like 14 bajillion reactions that happen, and the neurons connect. Uh, through neurotransmitters. Yes, exactly like that. Neurotransmitters. So there are chemicals that go from one to the other and say, hey, could you raise her eyebrows? Thanks. And it talks about how we make memories, like how we go from short term memory to long term memory, and why our brains have evolved like that.
Careful. Ooh, is that your funny bone? That's the
Yeah, that
worst.
was my funny, but there's 1,000
Mm,
synapses that just went fuck, 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 fuck.
yeah. Your
That's
synapses are pissed.
the neurotransmitter for that one is fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck.
That neurotransmitter is my favorite. I have lots of those.
But fascinating stuff. But he also kind of goes into what we're talking about with there's absolutely no reason for me to feel nauseous at this point when I'm giving myself a shot
Mhm.
of GLP-1. There's not.
Yeah.
Like I will feel like a little off the next day, but I'm not nauseous.
No.
I just don't feel like eating. So he talks about how one of the best examples he can give you about how your brain constantly tells you lies is motion sickness.
Oh, you
He's
say
like,
that and I just think of the Disney cruise.
right, immediately what I thought of, like 6 hours of us going, it's rough today, isn't it? It's rough,
Jeez.
right? These are rough seas.
This is terrible. Are we going down?
Are we
Did
in
we
an
hit an iceberg?
we in Herman Melville novel? What is happening outside? Like, and everyone else on that boat was like, "Beautiful day
Mm.
today." I was like,
Yeah.
"Grr,
Apparently
grr."
they live on these boats.
Right, same reaction. And he goes through the reason that you feel like you want to throw up when you have motion sickness is because your lizard brain, your reptile brain, this guy,
I
he
thought you said rectal.
no, no, nope, didn't say that.
Okay.
Reptile brain. eh,
Reptile brain, not rectal brain.
no,
Rectile?
nope,
Rectal.
that's not even a
Rectal.
word. Rectile isn't a word. Not even close.
Rectal. Rectum?
Stop it. Hey,
I
Webster,
don't even know.
this is the serious part of the podcast. Stop crying.
What is wrong with me?
Oh,
I think I got into the Willie's Remedy a little too early.
like
Okay.
making yourself laugh. Fucking hysterical. Um, so your lizard brain is where all of your good protective instincts from evolution get stored. And
Okay.
those instincts keep you alive,
Mhm.
which is funny because that part of the brain works really, really well, and it has for eons, centuries, if you will, um, decades, millennia, however long people been alive,
I
um,
I don't know.
since we. Since that little fishy crawled out of the ocean
Yeah.
and walked on land on legs he didn't have with lungs he didn't have.
Sometimes yeah, sometimes years, like, are like inches, like, I don't fucking
I don't
know.
know.
Feet, like, measurements in general, I'm not good at.
I wish they had metric years. That would be easier.
Ugh, yeah,
Anyway,
none of that makes sense to me at all, but okay.
um, so back in the day, we developed a proprioception.
What's it called? Say it again.
Proprioception,
Proprioception.
right? It's the ability to know where you are in space.
Okay.
So when I put my hand behind my back and I give you the middle finger behind my back, my brain knows that I'm still doing this, even though I can't see it. It
Can't
knows
see
where
it.
my hand is, and it
Yeah.
knows what is happening with my hand.
Okay.
When I have my eyes closed and I lift up my foot, like it's how I know where my foot is. So
Gotcha.
we've developed that, and we have a motion detection system in our ears and a couple of other places in our brain that helps us understand what that feels like move
Okay.
head back and forth. And it has evolved slowly. So it doesn't really recognize when you're not walking. Like it
Okay.
doesn't recognize really riding a horse so much. It doesn't really recognize car travel. It definitely doesn't recognize when you're on an airplane or when you're on a boat. Like, it just doesn't get
Yeah.
these things because it expects you to be moving and it can see like, your eyeballs can see them moving, and it expects you to be walking, which doesn't feel the same
Okay.
to the ear parts and the other parts of the brain that are supposed to be good at being like, "Hey, you're fine. This is just what walking feels like."
Yeah.
So your body is
Huh.
like, "Hey, hey, 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 I'm not entirely sure what's happening, but I feel really disoriented."
So I'm gonna make you vomit.
But and well, that was his question. He's like, why would my natural reaction, why would my lizard response to that be giving up the food that I've obviously fought a
Right.
saber-toothed tiger to put down?" And the answer the answer was so obvious and also so stunning. It thinks you're being poisoned. Like, I know, right? Like your body is like, "Wow, this is I'm really disoriented. Obviously, I've eaten some bad dinosaur meat. So we gotta get
Wow.
rid of it. We gotta hurl it up. Let's do it. Come on." Right. Right. Wild.
Huh.
That is stored in everybody's brain in different measure,
Yeah.
which is really kind of he's like, and I think that might be the interesting part. Once you get over the wow of my body thinks I'm being poisoned when I'm on a boat with Mickey Mouse.
Right. You're fine.
So that's how the book starts off, like,
I like that.
right, it's quite the hook, and I was like, "Tell me
Tell me
more,
more.
tell me
Tell me
more."
more in your little British accent,
Right,
Audible.
right. Oh, it's just so delightful and soothing. Um, so that was the one story, and then it was talking about, skip ahead, a little bit, and this might be in chapter 2. I did a bunch of reading yesterday or a bunch of listening. Um It's talking about how memories get made and how in modern times we can take pictures of what's happening inside your brain and we can tell which parts are doing which thing.
Yeah.
So like the places that tell you how to talk and the places that make the memories. So which is super amazing. So in between your neurons in your walnut shaped brain, which I like to think of as like, I never realized that it looks like a walnut, like a
Yeah.
squishy
Never.
squishy nut.
I feel like I did. You cannot. No. I feel like you know me well enough to know that saying squishy nut is not something that you can say to me. I'm going to let it go because because we have to. We have to. I'm going to let it go.
Squishy. Anyway, um,
In your
on
squishy nut brain.
right, in the internal, uh, stuff of the squishy nut, there are those neurons that are firing, and there's also the synapses, which is how you make a memory. So what happens is the synapse is a chemical reaction to making a memory. So things will come in and out in your short-term memory. Like, if you think about how you memorize a phone number, and you're like, "Okay, 384 3898 is
38989.
my phone number from when I was little. Okay, 384 3898, and you
90.
repeat it and you repeat it. And what
Mhm.
happens is your hippocampus says, "Oh, are you it feels like you're telling me something." Right. 384 3898.
Yes.
Right. And your
7857128.
right, oh, your hippocampus is writing it down, creating a synapse, and then and like the memories look like they go out from the hippocampus. So it makes it and it puts it here, and then the next one gets made, and then they push them further out, which is super amazing to me.
Yeah, that is something that, I don't know, the whole memories, I feel like there's so much more to that that I would like to know, um, just based on, like, the shit I do remember and the shit I forget. I'm like, "How what the fuck?"
Why
Like,
do
how do I remember what shirt I was wearing at this time in 1992?
Right. Because at some point your brain was like, hey, this is nice. And there's a theory out there that everything from your short term memory makes its way into long term memory. The problem is it's tough to find it.
Yeah, I feel like it gets too filled up.
Like your short term memory gets really cluttered because you're thinking about a lot of things at one time while you're trying to do things. And
Yeah.
you don't necessarily need that stuff in long term memory. Like I don't need to know how to talk, right? Because that
It's there.
I do it all the time. I don't need to know where the toothpaste is, even if I'm thinking about that right now.
Yeah.
because I'm gonna go rebrush my teeth because my mouth is pretty dry. But, like, all of the things that you're doing at one time just go in and out, like the waiting room at a doctor's office. Like, things come in and things go out, and nothing really needs to stay permanent until, uh, until there's a reason to make it permanent.
To
So
latch in there.
right, and where ADHD brains struggle sometimes is figuring out which of these things is the thing to remember,
It's tough.
right? I'm like, "Hey, you should leave the house." And at some point at the right time, I was like, "You should leave the house." And that went
Ba-doop, bong,
right. And then I didn't
ba-doop,
think about it again.
bong.
But the storage of those is just fascinating. And the book talks about how your brain decides what to store and where to put it in,
Okay.
like, how you can remember the your first kiss, and it was at the Rostraver Ice Garden, and you had also earlier that day bought your first copy of the Smiths' Strange Ways, Here We Come, and you had that
Wow.
in your purse with the liner notes, and you were reading them at the Rostraver Ice Garden, and that same time, you got skates that were a little bit too tight, so they were hurting your feet.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure somebody had that experience, it definitely wasn't me, but
We were doing different things at the Rostover Ice Garden.
yeah, we were. Yeah, we were. 100%. Like, I was reading I was like, "Isn't Morrissey, like, the most sad, tragic? Like, don't you wanna just sit down and talk to him?"
I was out back smoking cigs.
I know. I was like, "Hey, big academic games tournament this week."
I mean, listen, kids, look where it got us. Go her route. Go her route. That's the route to go. I mean, I'm fine. I'm doing fine in life. It's fine.
I
But
mean,
go her route. Go be a mix of both of us. Don't be the smoker outside at Ross Shaver Ice Garden.
or do that. I mean, just to
Or
understand
yeah,
that comes with different experiences.
yeah, yeah.
Um, anyway, so that like the emotional impact of that, like having the experience of loving oh, 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 oh. Hey, it's
That
time for
means
me to call Olivia and wake her up.
that means you need to hurry up.
Right. Anyway, the emotional attachment, like loving that album so much, made it so
Yeah.
I could remember the rest of that day in finite detail. And then every time I hear that, that's the trigger that'll pull up all of the memories of
Yeah.
everything that happened the first time I heard that album on tape.
I feel like that well, that's a whole other discussion.
But this book is really fascinating. It's got really like cute little anecdotes like that. And it also helps me understand why I can't remember that we had a bird.
Yeah.
It's
You
because
didn't give a fuck about the bird.
no, no, I wasn't there. I was in college and I didn't give a fuck if we had a bird or not. Like, I wasn't
But
emotionally
you weren't
attached to the bird.
but you weren't in college. It
Pretty
was at
sure I was.
Similo Drive. No, we didn't have a bird at 410 Second Avenue. It was at
No, we
Similo
definitely
Drive.
no, we didn't. There was no bird there.
Definitely
Oh
did.
my god, stop. Your brain is an idiot.
I know you're talking to yourself.
Well, we're gonna keep reading this book and figure out why one of us remembers a bird and one of us doesn't.
But here's the thing. 3 of us remember a bird and 1 of us doesn't.
Like,
I
legitimately
feel like
I remember kind of like you guys have convinced me that we had a bird, but it was at 410 Second Avenue.
yeah,
And it was
I do
on
remember this now. We were talking about it because mommy said it was in the laundry room where
right.
I was like, but I feel like then maybe we had 2 birds because I swear to God. No, it was at 410, but I do swear that we had one at Similo Drive too. Because at 410 is when the bat got up into my room where
Yeah.
daddy had to catch it with a Kennywood flower in his undies. And I thought it was the bird that was flying in my room. And it took me a nanosecond, excuse me, to realize that's not pretty boy or pretty bird or whatever the fuck we called him.
It definitely wasn't pretty bad. We got that from the Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, but God, there's so, fuck. We had a bird. We called him Pretty Bird.
I do.
He never had a name. He never really had a name.
Wasn't it a girl? Anyway, this is
How can you tell if a bird is a
I have
boy
no
or a
idea.
girl?
Like I
It's
think
not like it has a wiener hanging out.
they're all girls.
Did you
All
see the
cats.
name of today's Substack? Uh,
No, I didn't look at it yet. Is it about
Okay.
wieners? Is it about Sidney Crosby's wiener?
I had to check the transcript to see whose wiener we were talking about before I used it.
Definitely
I don't know
Sidney
why that
Crosby.
made a difference.
Oh, man. All right,
Okay.
let's wrap this up.
Yes, yes. Skeptics,
Oh,
fidgety
Fidgety
skeptics.
Skeptics. Let
Give
me
us the 2-minute rundown.
sum up. There are other barriers to meditation. Bianca seems to have them all. Dan Harris's wife seems to have
Mhm.
them all. Um, so
I love
she
that.
does the meditation grudgingly, and they continue on their journey and they meet different people who have different skills in meditation, including one to overcome each one of these things. It continues on the theme of sometimes you're going to feel stupid doing this, and sometimes people are going to
Mhm,
make fun of you, and
mhm,
sometimes you're going to feel like it's not working. Um,
mhm.
Stay the course, I think, is
Yes.
the overall theme of this. And following the tiny little meditations that are in there while you're listening to the Audible book
Yeah, I
is
feel like I'm
quite
fucked
nice.
up on this one, that I should have done the Audible on this one with the meditations.
But if I'm headphoning and like walking around the house putting away clothes, which is also a good activity to use it to
Oh,
do the
yeah.
Audible, cleaning and those things. Like then I'm like I'm not going to meditate. Now I'm just listening to Jeff Warren tell me about meditation. Like
Yeah.
it,
Eh,
it seems like it's a good book just to get chapter 4. Like chapter 4 is this has a lot more value than people are willing to concede, right? Like listening to the military guys talk about how it makes it easier for them to drown in the blood of their enemies
yeah.
seems counterintuitive, but also like right in line with, this is for everybody.
Yeah.
So keep giving that a go. We're going to talk a little bit about the brain, and then I think for our next book we got to dive back into like some psychology.
Yeah.
We got to do some mental health and mental wellness kind of things.
I feel like all of this is awesome.
Yes, really looking forward to keeping hearing more about idiot brains.
Yeah.
So
I
fun.
love idiot brains.
It thinks you're being poisoned.
That's crazy.
Isn't it wild? Like it's my favorite thing that happened this week.
Yeah.
I was
It
like,
is. I mean, it's not what I mean, it was good. It's definitely a hook. Definitely a good hook. It's not what I expected.
no. I was like, well,
Mm-mm.
maybe back in the day the motion of walking made someone sick. Nope, nope.
Yeah. No,
No, your
no,
body's
it's
just really, really good at
get the venom out of your belly.
protecting yourself. Like,
Yeah.
strange, but also not that great because at
Yeah.
the same time, oh, I forgot this part. Okay, one more. Like
Okay.
at the same time that your body recognizes the motion and your body also knows that walking is good for you. It also gives you 8,000 reasons. It serves them up on a platter. 8,000 reasons not to.
Mhm.
So, we'll talk more
Asshole.
about that. We'll talk more about that next week.
Asshole brain. Okay.
All right. That's it. That's all I got. Love you.
All right. I don't wanna go to work.
Right. No one does. No one does. It's going to be terrible.
By
Um,
the way, going to work means doing this,
right. Right. Yeah.
but
No,
I don't wanna do it. I
I have
don't
to go
wanna
put
do it.
pants on, but then I do have to sit in
Why?
front of the
That's
computer.
weird.
It's going to be
All right.
a bit
All
contentious.
right. Until next week. Love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.